So most black car networks, they're just really fancy ways to tax other drivers. So you rent my car, you pay my note, and then you take the risk. But I just sit at home and I get paid. So on this channel, I talk a lot about becoming an owner-operator. Not just being stuck in the apps forever, not just being a number in somebody else's system. So I want you to own your own business, own your own brand, and ideally own your own vehicle. So if I turn it around and say, hey, come rent my car, pay me a big weekly fee, and maybe you'll make something after I get paid. Well, that goes against everything that I talk about. So I'm not here saying that there's never a place that for a truly rent-to-own situation where a driver ends up owning the vehicle, but most of what's out there is not that. Most of it is drivers paying to work while the owner makes the money, and no matter how that week goes, well, that's not the type of business that I want to build. I want to build something where the drivers I work with are actually my partners, not my tenants. So let me give you a real example of what I'm trying to build. There's a driver that I met in Atlanta through TikTok. So he's got about 12 years experience in the black car industry. So he started watching my content, then he started making his own videos, and then he reached out to me. So we got on the phone, and I've seen how he carries himself. I've seen how he talks to his clients, and I've watched him work on videos. So I trust him. Recently he calls me and says, hey, I picked up a lady who's coming down to Florida for surgery. So I gave her your number. Think about that. He's in Atlanta, I'm here in Florida. He has no obligation to send me anything. But because I built that relationship, he thought of me first for his client. So now on my side, I've got people here in Florida who either live in Atlanta or travel through Atlanta or go there for work. So who am I going to send them to? Well, I'm sending them straight to him. And I'm not saying, hey, I'm going to send you a ride, but I need this much off the top. I'm saying, here's what I usually charge. You got your own business, you got your own vehicle, charge what makes sense. Take care of them the way that I would, and you keep the money. So he does the same in reverse. This is a real network where one hand washes the other. It's not just Atlanta, because I've traveled all the way from Miami to Atlanta. I got people I know in West Palm Beach that I trust. Same deal. I met him, I've seen how he runs his operations, and I'm confident of putting my name on a referral to his work. So here's where that happens, right? Where it starts. A client in Jacksonville needs to go to West Palm. Well, I got somebody. A client I drive needs a ride in Atlanta. Well, I got somebody. So that driver in Atlanta has somebody flying to Florida and wants them to take care of him. Well, he's got me. So we're not arguing over what's my cut on every one of these rides. We're not nickel and diming each other. We're leading with, hey, can you help my client with? And can I help yours? So everybody's an owner operator. Everybody's legit, and everybody, well, they get paid fairly for the work that they actually do. So nobody's paying rent just for access. This is the kind of network I'm trying to build, and this is what I want drivers to understand, is you can make money without being greedy. And you can grow your business without turning into a landlord who lives off everybody's hustle. So now let's contrast that with what most people will tell you to do to scale, right? The traditional advice is go buy more cars, put drivers in them, charge them a big weekly fee, and sit at home and make passive income. That's the business model. So on paper, that sounds great for the owner, right? But flip it and look at it from that driver's side. They pay a big weekly amount, usually about $850 to $910 weekly. And then they get the keys, right? So the note, the insurance gets paid, whether that week is booming or it's dead. And if business is slow, well, the owner still gets theirs, but the driver might barely scrape by. That's paying to work. That's a driver taking all the risk while the owner gets guaranteed money. Now, some people are okay with that, but I'm not. Because my whole message is about becoming an owner-operator, building independence, and actually getting ahead, not just switching which master you're paying. Could I make more money renting out cars? Most definitely. But I'd be making it in a way that doesn't sit right with how I talk to you guys on this channel. So instead of chasing a fleet and becoming a rental boss, I'm doubling down on relationships with other owner-operators. So let's talk about why this matters for your clients and not just for the drivers. Because most drivers can only help you in that one city. So if you live in Jacksonville and you go to Atlanta, well, it's like, hey, safe travels, let me know when you're back. But when you start building a network like this, you become a connector. A client can say, hey, I'm going to Atlanta. And you could say, well, I got a guy there I trust. Here's his info, and I'll even give him a heads up that you're calling. Same way if you go to West Palm, Miami, wherever. So now you're not just an Uber Black guy in Jacksonville. You're the person who has drivers in multiple cities that you personally know and trust. So that actually adds real value, especially for business travelers. Medical trips like surgery, for example, and high value clients who travel a lot and hate rolling the dice on random rides. So they don't have to think, who do I call in Atlanta? Who do I Google in West Palm? They just call you and you got people. That makes you stand apart. And that makes other drivers want to be part of your circle because they see you as fair and connected, not as somebody that's just trying to tax everybody. So now you might be watching and you're thinking, well, cool, but I don't have people in other cities yet. I haven't even traveled like that. Well, here's how you could start building your own network, and you could start local. So you look for other owner-operators in that city who move the same way you do. Well, then you use social media. So that guy in Atlanta literally found me through TikTok. He saw my content, liked what I stood for, reached out, and we sent each other work. So you can find people or be found the same way by just showing who you are and how you run your business. But always lead with fairness, right? Don't open the conversation with how much am I getting? Open with let's help each other and let's take care of our clients. That mindset alone will filter out who you want in that network. So you don't need all 50 states, especially not tomorrow, but you build it one city at a time, one local area at a time, and one relationship at a time. Atlanta, West Palm, maybe a guy in Miami, then somebody in Dallas, somebody in New York. Over time, you look up and you really do know somebody almost everywhere. So that's the network I'm building. No fleets, no renting cars to drivers, just fair partnerships with real owner operators in different cities where clients are protected and everybody wins. So if that's the kind of black car business you want, where you're independent, your partners are independent, and your clients can count on you in more than one city, well, stick around. Because on this channel, I'm going to keep showing you how to start your own business the right way, market it, and build relationships like this. And eventually help those other drivers that are renters become true owner operators instead of those permanent tenants. So could I make more money actually renting out cars? Most definitely, right? I'd be making it in a way that doesn't align with my content and how I talk to you guys on this channel. So instead of chasing a fleet and becoming a rental boss, I'm doubling down on relationships with other owners.